Hello everyone, welcome again to my channel, and today we are going to explain 16 by 1 multiplexer or 16 by 1 mux to the lovely people out there. So first of all, let's start with what a multiplexer is, and let's go on to our diagram that we have here. A multiplexer simply is a combinational logic circuit designed to select one of many input signals and forward it to a single output line. The selection is controlled by a set of control signals called select lines. So what is a multiplexer, or what is a 16 by 1 multiplexer? So a 16 by 1 multiplexer is a multiplexer that has 16 input lines, 4 select lines, and then 1 output. 16 input lines carrying possible the data inputs, 4 select lines which is used to select one of the 16 inputs, then an output which shows the selected input value. So to break it down, these are all the input lines. These are all the input lines. D0 to D15 are all the input lines. And then these are the output lines. And this is the final output line. This is the final output, which is labeled Y. And then these are all the select lines. These are all the select lines. So the combination of these 4 select lines can represent 16 different binary values from 000 to 111, allowing selection of any of the one inputs, allowing selection of any of these inputs. Input D0 to D15 are all data lines, but only one of them is selected at a time. Only one of them is selected at a time, because that is how it can function on, that is how it operates, and that is how it works. The select lines from D0 to D3 decide which inputs to select. So these select lines will decide which input to select. The 16 by 1 multiplexer also has these 3 gates: a NOT gate, an AND gate, and then an OR gate. So these are all our NOT gate, and then this is our AND gate, and then these are our OR gate. So to break it down, this NOT gate will generate complemented signals for selection of the logic. It will generate complemented signals for selection or selecting logic. And then the AND gates that we see here, which are in a total of 16, are all input lines, and they are connected to an AND gate. So the input 16 lines are connected to this AND gate, and the AND gate activates only when the select lines matches the binary index of its corresponding input. This OR gate also is the output of all 16 AND gates and are fed into the OR gate to produce the final single output. So the output of the 16 AND gates are fed into the OR gate to produce the final single output that we want. So based on this that we see here, or what we have here, the select lines based on the values of the select lines, the S3, S2, S1, and S0, only one AND gate gets fully activated. So when it gets fully activated, all inputs becomes high, allowing the corresponding D inputs to pass through. So for instance, if I select this and I leave it to be S0, and then I turn this into S1, and then I come here, leave it, and then S3, I turn it into 1, which means binary for 5, then D5 is selected and routed to the outputs. And then when I activate all this and then make it 1 1 1 1, which means D16 or D15, which is our 16 input, becomes active. Now let's do some changes here again and see 0 0 0. So 0 0 0, and then we leave this to be 1. Activate D10. Activate D8, sorry. So D8 becomes active. Now here becomes 0, and then D0 or D0, which is the first input, becomes activated. We activate this line also, and then D1 becomes activated. We close this and open this, D2 becomes activated. Open this, then D4 becomes activated. We open this and D6 becomes activated. We open this and then D14 becomes activated. We turn this off, D10 becomes activated. Off, and then we turn this on and D11 becomes activated. So then the output of the AND gates are then combined using the OR gates. Since only one of the AND gates is high at a time, the final output is simply the selected D input or the selected inputs. So in real life analogy or in real life, we can compare this to a remote and then a TV or a radio tuner. Let's use a radio tuner. So a 16:1 multiplexer is like a radio tuner, which has about, let's say, 16 radio stations, D0 to D15. So these are all the radio stations. So radio station 1, radio station 2, radio station 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 radio stations. And by tuning in with these select lines, so these select lines becomes our tuner, which will allow us to tune in into one of these stations. So by tuning in into the station that we want to listen to, we hear the output of the selected station through the output labeled Y here. Through the output labeled Y. So for instance, this selection that we've done, which has activated this D11, means that we've chosen D11 to be the radio station we want to listen to, and D11 is what is coming out of the speaker. D11 is what is coming out of the speaker. Thank you very much. Join me again another time as we go deeper into multiplexers, and I will be explaining other multiplexers also to you. Thank you.